Hello guys, I just got out of the shower. Welcome back to Adventure Crew reading. We're reading this book once again. Where we left off was that the last video was Slappy got Amy in trouble on purpose. Let's read. But I am, I protested. How could I prove it to them? How? Well, an angry cry and slammed the closet door shut. Let's try to calm down, Mom urged quietly. So I'll get dressed and have some breakfast. We can talk about this when we're feeling better. Good idea, Dad replied, so squinting at me through his glasses. See, like every video I always try something. In this video I'm gonna try doing a little bit from the other video. If I keep on doing. He was studying me as if he'd never seen me before. He scratched his bald head. Guess I'll have to call a painter of Sal's room. It'll take at least 2 coats to cover up the red. They turned and made their way slowly from my room, talking about how much it was going to cost to have my sister's room painted. I stood in the center of the room and shut my eyes. Every time I closed them, I saw red all over Sal's wall. Amy, 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 Amy. But I didn't do it. I cried out loud. My heart pounding. I spun around. I grabbed the knob and jerked open the closet door. I grabbed Slappy by the shoulders of his gray jacket and pulled him up from the floor. Ow. Hello. This is my teacher gave me. Grandpa's fell from his hand, landed with a thud beside my bare foot. I shook the dummy angrily. Shook him so hard that his arms and legs swung back and forth, and his head snapped back. And I lifted him so that we were eye to eye. "Admit it," I screamed, glaring into his grinning face. "Go ahead. Admit that you did it. Tell me that you did it." The glassy blue eyes gazed up at me, lifelessly, blankly, lifelessly, blankly. Neither of us moved. Then, to my horror, the wooden lips parted, the red mouth slowly opened, and Slappy let out soft, evil, he. I can't come over," I told Margot clumsily. "Right, this is number 15. "I can't come over," I told Margot clumsily. I was sprawled on top of my bed, the phone pressed against my ear. I'm not allowed out of my room all day. "Huh? Why?" Margot demanded. I sighed. "If I told you, Margot, you wouldn't believe me." "Try me," she replied. I decided not to tell her. I mean, my whole family thought I was crazy. Why would my best friend think it, too? "Maybe I'll tell you about it when I see you," I said. Silence at the other end. Then Margot uttered, "Wow." "Wow? What does wow mean?" I cried. "Wow. Must be pretty bad if you can't talk about it, Amy." It's just weird," I stammered. "Can we change the subject?" Another silence. "Daddy has a birthday party for 6-year-olds coming up, Amy." And he wondered. "No. Sorry," I broke in quickly. I pushed Slappy away. "Excuse me?" Margaret reacted with surprise. I put the dummy away, I told her. "I'm finished with that. I'm not going to be a ventriloquist anymore." "But Amy," Margot protested. "You love playing with those dummies. And you said you wanted to make some money, remember?" "So, Daddy, no," I repeated firmly. "I changed my mind, Margot. I'm sorry. Tell your dad I'm sorry. I will tell you about it when I see you." I swallowed hard and added, "If I ever see you." "You sound terrible," Margaret replied softly. "Should I come over to your house? I think I could get my dad to drop me off." "I'm totally grounded," I said unhappily. "No visitors." I heard footsteps in the hall. Probably Mom or Dad checking up on me. I wasn't allowed to be on the phone either. "Ooh. Got to go. Bye, Margot," I whispered. I hung up the phone. Mom knocked on the bedroom door. I recognized her knock. "Amy, want to talk?" she called in. "Not really," I replied glumly. "As soon as you tell the truth, you can come out," Mom said. "I know," I muttered. "Why don't you just tell the truth now? It's such a beautiful day," Mom called in. "Don't waste the whole day in your room." I don't feel like talking now," I told her. I'm talking fast. I don't think I'm talking fast. I think I'm just like reading all the sentences, but I have a fairly short space way after the sentences. Yeah, I'm even speaking that way. Well, if it's like the days gone by fast, it does not make you read. Yeah, I'm just. She didn't say anything else, but I could hear her standing out there. Finally, I heard her footsteps padding back down the hall. I grabbed my pillow and buried my face in it. I wanted to shut out the world and think, 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 think. I wasn't going to confess to a crime I didn't do. No way. I was going to find a way to prove to them that Slappy was the culprit. And I was going to prove to them that I wasn't crazy. I had to show them that Slappy wasn't an ordinary dummy. He was alive. And he has evil. And he was evil. But how could I prove it? I climbed to my feet and began pacing back and forth. I stopped at the window and gazed out of the front yard. She said I'm threatening the dummy. Tied him up in the chair and said she would tear the dummy apart if he does not tell the truth. Theory, if that actually happens. Climbed to my feet and began pacing back and forth. I stopped at the window and gazed out at the front yard. So I'm not reading fast. I'm just like not putting spaces in the sentences at like these. I'm actually putting spaces. Yeah. Probably because I'm just like want to get on the story. And because I'll be back. I'm gonna go get a drink. Okay. Never believe me. My can. Get another one? No, I only have one. Ugh. Guess I won't be having a drink. What? The one you just took off the coffee table? It's right here. recording.
I don't care what you're doing.
That's copyright. Sorry about the music. Blame my grandpa. Please do not delete this channel. Oh, my channel's gonna get deleted because that's the music pop up. Thanks a lot. Because my channel will get a strike, and if it gets 3, it will get deleted because of stupid copyright music. Sorry about the music. Okay, let's read. I was going to confess to a crime I didn't do. No way. I was going to find a way to prove to them Slappy was the culprit. And I was going to prove to them that I wasn't crazy. I had to show them that Slappy wasn't an ordinary dummy. He was alive. And he was evil. But how could I prove it? I climbed to my feet and began pacing back and forth. I stepped at the window and gazed out at the front yard. It was a beautiful spring day. Bright yellow tulips bobbed in the flower patch in front of my window. The sky was a solid blue. The twin maple trees in the center of the yard were starting to unfurl fresh leaves. I took a deep breath. The air smelled so fresh and sweet. I saw Jed and a couple of his friends. They were skating down the sidewalk, laughing, having a good time. I was a prisoner in my room, all because of Slappy. I spun away from the window and stared at the closet door. I had shoved Slappy into the back of the closet and shut the door tightly. I'm going to catch you in the act, Slappy, I decided. That's how I'm going to prove I'm not crazy. I'm going to stay up all night. I'm going to stay up all night. I'm going to stay up every night. And the first time you creep out of that closet, I'll be awake. And I'll follow you. And I'll make sure that everyone sees what you are doing. I'll make sure that everyone sees that you are the evil one in this house. I felt so upset. I knew I wasn't really thinking clearly. But having a plan made me feel a little better. Taking one last glance at the closet door, I crossed the room to my desk and started to my homework. Mom and Dad let me come out for dinner. Dad had grilled hamburgers in the backyard, the first barbecue of spring. I loved grilled hamburgers, especially when they're charred real black. But I could barely taste my food. I guess I felt too excited and nervous about trapping Slappy. No one talked much. Mom kept chattering to Dad about the vegetable garden and what she wanted to plant. Sarah talked a little about the mural she had started to paint in her room. Jed kept complaining about how he wrecked his knee skating. No one spoke to me. They kept glancing over the table at me, studying me like I was some kind of zoo animal. I asked to be excused before dessert. I usually stay up till 10, but a little after 9, I decided to go to bed. I was wide awake, eager to trap Slappy. I turned out the light and tucked myself in. Then I lay staring up at the shifting shadows on the bedroom ceiling, waiting, waiting for Slappy to come creeping out of the closet. I must have fallen asleep. I try not to, but I must have drifted off anyway. I was startled awake by sounds in my room. Raised my head, instantly alert, and listened. The scrape of feet on the carpet. A soft rustling. Jed? A soft rustling shiver of fear ran down my back. I felt goosebumps up and down my arms. Another low sound, so near my bed. I reached forward quickly, clicked on the bed table lamp, and cried out, "Jed, what are you doing in here?" This is number 16. "Jed, what are you doing in here?" I shrieked. He stood blinking at me in the center of the room. One leg of his blue pajamas pants had rolled up. His red hair was matted against one side of his head. "What are you doing in my room?" I demanded breathlessly. He squinted at me. "Huh? Why are you yelling at me?" "You called me Amy." "I what?" I sputtered. "You called me. I heard you." He rubbed his eyes with his fingers and yawned. "I was asleep. You woke me up." I lowered my feet to the floor and stood up. My legs felt shaky and weak. Jed had really scared me. "I was asleep too," I told him. "I didn't call you." "Yes, you did," he insisted. "You told me to come to your room." He bent to pull down the pajama leg. "Jed, you just woke me up," I replied. "So how could I call you?" He scratched his hair. He yawned again. "You mean I dreamed it?" I studied his face. "Jed, did you sneak into my room to play some kind of prank?" I demanded sternly. He wrinkled his face up, tried to appear innocent. "Did you?" I demanded. Were you going into the closet to do something with Slappy?" "No way," he protested. He started to back out of the room. "I'm telling the truth, Amy. I thought you called me. That's all." I squinted hard at him, trying to decide if he was telling the truth. I let my eyes wander around the room. Everything seemed okay. Dennis laid in the armchair, his head in his lap. The closet door remained closed. "It was a dream, that's all," Jed repeated. "Good night, Amy." I said good night. "Sorry I got upset, Jed. It's been a bad day." I listened to him pad back to his room. The cat poked his head into my room, his eyes gleaming like gold. "Go to sleep, George," I whispered. "You go to sleep too, okay?" He obediently turned and disappeared. I clicked off the bed table lamp and settled back into bed. Did George just talk? Bye guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.